Welcome back for another video. Believe it or not, FPL is only a few weeks away from launching for the 22-23 season, so in this video we'll be reflecting back on the player performances and predicting their prices for the 22-23 season. There's also the likes of Perisic, Haaland, Mitrovic and others who are joining next season who are included. We've got 2 goalkeepers, 5 defenders, 5 midfielders and 5 forwards. There's so many talking points with this one, particularly the position reclassification, so share your thoughts in the comments. Starting with the goalkeepers, and it's Samba and Martinez. Samba made 40 appearances for Nottingham Forest in the league as they went on to eventually secure promotion via the playoffs. In those 40 appearances he kept 14 clean sheets and made plenty of saves. We've seen goalkeepers promoted in the past, such as Melia, finish the season with a very respectable score from low double-digit clean sheets but a huge amount of saves. Martinez was priced at 5.5 mil after an outstanding 2021 season, but didn't hit those heights last season. With Jarrod fully nested in now, he could become a great option again with a price reduction to 5 mil. That said, Dino and Cash could be priced similarly, in which case it could be hard to overlook them. The back 5 are Cancelo, Perisic, Alexander-Arnold, Robertson and Chilwell. We'll start with Cancelo, who made team of the season with 201 points, with a goal, 11 assists, 19 clean sheets and 27 bonus. Heung-Min Son rose the most in price all season, both rising 1.2 mil each. We've predicted him to be 7.5 mil, but 7 mil is a possibility too. He certainly won't be 6.5 or 8 mil. Perisic is a prediction with divided opinions. He's played as a winger plenty of times in his career and even striker. More recently he's been deployed as a wing back and Conte used him in exactly that manner when at Inter Milan. Reguilon could be on his way out, in which case Perisic is very likely to be his replacement at left wing back with Sessegnon likely backup. If him and Doherty do end up the wing backs, then it could be hard to overlook Doherty, who's unlikely to be priced as high as 6 mil. Do you think he'll be a defender or a midfielder? We've got Trent and Robertson at 8 mil and 7.5 mil respectively. Trent was the top scoring defender and 3rd top overall with 208 points. At 8 mil it would mean a price rise for 4 consecutive seasons for Trent. Robertson finished the season with 22 points less than Trent, so a 0.5 mil discount seems likely, and he scored higher in the second half of the season, so he could be a great pick too. Chilwell we have at 6 mil with no price change. With a full season under his belt, he could have been in the conversation with Trent and Cancelo for the top scoring defender. In his run of 6 games before getting injured, he scored 3 times and an assist once, blanking only once. He returned from injury to play a minute in the final game week of the season, and he will be back as an option for Gameweek 1. In midfield we've got Salah, Diaz, Fernandes, Son and Bowen. Salah rose from 12.5 mil to 13.1 mil, so a starting price of 13 mil seems feasible, and he finished the season as a top scoring player and he shared the golden boot with Son. Over the season he was top for expected goals on 23.8 xg, second being Kane on 19.7 xg. Diaz is a really interesting one. You could argue the case that he and Salah should be forwards, but in all likelihood they'll remain as midfielders. With Mane leaving Liverpool he could be a real temptation. After joining Liverpool he exceeded all expectations of how quickly he hit the ground running and cemented himself as first choice. He started in the Champions League final, FA Cup final and League Cup final. In 11 starts he picked up 4 goals and 3 assists and he'll only get better. Bruno had a poor season in contrast to the heights of the 2021 season where he got 18 goals and 14 assists. As a result he'll undoubtedly see a price cut, perhaps from 12 mil to 10.5 mil. Under Ten Hag he could come back into our thinking and we'll be closely monitoring Man United throughout the pre-season. If you'd like a video on pre-season performances across all teams, let me know in the comments. Son is a tricky one. What we know for certain is he'll get a hefty price rise, but the question is whether he remains a midfielder or gets reclassified as a forward alongside Kane. We've got him as a midfielder here because if he were to change then arguably the likes of Son and Diaz and other players would have to change too. Bowen was a pleasant surprise last season, starting at 6.5 mil and finishing with 12 goals and 17 assists for 206 points. 8 mil could be too cheap, so perhaps 8.5 mil will be his final price. His outstanding performances earned him an England call-up and he should be at that perfect mid-price point, which is handy to have in your team. It's much better to cover various price points as opposed to 3 premium mids and a couple of 4.5 mil mids to allow for more flexibility. He's one strongly in my thinking for my Gameweek 1 draft. Before we take a look at the forwards, if you've enjoyed the video please drop it a like to support the channel. The forwards we've got are Haaland, Ronaldo, Jota, Kane and Mitrovic. Haaland's one of the signings of the summer, joining Man City and a generational talent. He's only 21 and in 89 appearances he scored 86 goals in all competitions at Dortmund. We've been saying for years that Man City are desperately lacking a clinical finisher, with Jesus not cutting it and Aguero was on his way out. We've got him at 12 mil, how much do you think he'll be? Ronaldo had a reasonable season, scoring 18 times, but 159 points for 12.5 mil is poor value, so he'll be discounted heavily. 11 mil would be the type of price point that would make him more of an option to consider, and hopefully Ten Hag can get the best out of him. Diogo Jota we've reclassified as a forward. It was where he played for most of the season. In his 35 league games he played as a centre forward 22 times. We've also given him a price rise from 7.5 mil to 9 mil after a decent goal scoring season with 15 goals and a further 7 assists. With Mane's departure, the preferred front three could be Diaz, Jota and Salah, so he'd be one to consider. Forwards of course score one less point for goals and they don't get a point for a clean sheet, but if he's first choice he's one to strongly consider nonetheless. Kane started the season at 12.5 mil and finished at 12.4 mil, so we've given him a price cut. There needs to be a decision between him and Son, and considering he scored 66 points less, he must be cheaper, perhaps even 1 mil cheaper. Conte squeezed the best out of him and Son in the latter half of the season, and it'll be hard to resist either of them in our Gameweek 1 drafts. The fixtures drop on the 16th of June, which is when the real planning can begin. Lastly, we finished with Mitrovic, who broke the Championship goal-scoring record last season, scoring 43 times. He also got 7 assists for a total of 50 goal contributions in 44 appearances. However, he's been a disappointing asset in previous Premier League seasons, with 11 goals his highest tally. In his last Premier League season with Fulham, he scored just 3 times in 27 appearances. He'll undoubtedly do better this time round, and we've got him at 6.5 mil. Share your thoughts in the comments on these prices and positions, and if there's any other players you're curious about for next season. If you have enjoyed the video, please drop it a like and subscribe to support the channel. See you soon for the next one.